Hello, and welcome to Your Story, Your Tune. I'm so glad you've joined us. This is where we share real stories from listeners and viewers like you. Stories about moments that changed everything, and the songs that became the soundtrack to those moments. Tonight's story is one that requires courage to tell, and perhaps even more courage to hear. It's about survival, about protecting what matters most, and about finally refusing to carry someone else's shame. Tonight's story comes from Eleri in Aberystwyth, who wrote to us about confronting the brother who destroyed her childhood, and who now threatens her future. This is Eleri's story. Eleri has always loved Aberystwyth. The sweep of the promenade, the student energy in the coffee shops, the way the light catches the bay on clear mornings. She's taught Year 3 at Plascrug Primary for nearly a decade now, and she's good at it. Patient, warm, the sort of teacher children remember years later. Her daughter, Megan, who's just turned 6, attends the same school. They walk together most mornings, hand in hand. Megan chattering about her friends, about what they'll have for tea. It's the life Eleri fought desperately to build. A life she thought was finally safe. Then, in early March 2026, she sees him. Dafydd, her older brother, standing across the street from her house, watching. She hasn't seen him in years, not since before his conviction for aggravated burglary and assault. She knew he'd been released on parole, but she'd hoped, perhaps naively, that he'd stay away. That hope dies the moment their eyes meet. He smiles. It's the same smile she remembers from when they were children, competing viciously for their widowed mother's attention, for scraps of affection in a house where there was never quite enough of anything. The same smile he wore in the summer of 2002, when she was 14 and he was 19, and he raped her in the box room while their mother worked a late shift at the care home. She never told anyone. How could she? Their mother was already drowning, and Dafydd was her golden boy even then. Eleri learned early to make herself small, to survive by being invisible. The first note arrives 2 days later, shoved through her letterbox. It's brief, vicious. Dafydd claims he'll tell everyone, her ex-husband, the family court, her colleagues, a fabricated version of their past, painting her as disturbed, unstable, unfit. He knows she's in the middle of a custody battle. Her ex is already trying to reduce her time with Megan, claiming she's too anxious, too controlling. Dafydd's lies could destroy everything. She doesn't sleep that night. She lies in the dark, listening to Megan breathing softly in the next room, feeling the old paralysis creeping back, the learned helplessness of a 14-year-old girl who believed she had no power. But she isn't 14 anymore. By morning, Eleri has made her decision. She won't be silenced again. She contacts her solicitor, explains the situation with clinical precision. She reports Dafydd's harassment to the police, documents every sighting, every note. She discovers he's violated his parole conditions by contacting her and coming within the prohibited distance of her home. She gathers evidence methodically, the way she organises her classroom, carefully, thoroughly, leaving nothing to chance. Her hands shake when she submits the statement, but she submits it. The police take it seriously. Within a week, Dafydd is arrested, The day he's remanded back into custody, Eleri sits in her car outside the school gates and cries. Not from relief, not yet, but from the sheer exhaustion of finally fighting back. That evening, she picks Megan up from after-school club, and they walk home through the spring drizzle, Megan skipping over puddles, delighted by her own reflection. The custody hearing happens 3 weeks later. Eleri's solicitor presents the evidence of Dafydd's harassment, the police reports, the restraining order. Her ex-husband's case crumbles. Even he seems shaken by what Dafydd attempted. The judge rules in Eleri's favour. Megan will stay with her. That night, after Megan is asleep, Eleri sits in her small living room with a cup of tea going cold in her hands. And she lets herself feel it. The weight lifting. The possibility of a future not defined by what Dafydd did to her. She thinks about the girl she was at 14, terrified and silenced. She wishes she could tell her that one day she'd have a daughter who feels safe, who sleeps soundly because her mother refuses to let the past poison the present. She opens Spotify on her phone, scrolling aimlessly, and a song comes on that she hasn't heard in years. It's raw and defiant, about reclaiming your own story, about standing in the wreckage and choosing to rebuild. She listens to it twice, then 3 times. It becomes the song she plays on the difficult mornings, when the memories press too close. It's the song that reminds her she survived. Not by staying silent, not by making herself small, but by finally, courageously saying, enough. By the summer, Dafydd has been sentenced to additional time for the parole violations and harassment. Eleri knows he might try again one day, but she also knows, now, that she'll be ready. The bond between them isn't severed. It's something worse, something truer. It never existed at all. She owes him nothing. And that realization, more than anything, sets her free. Eleri's story is one of reclaiming power that was stolen, of refusing to let someone else's cruelty define your life. It's about protecting what's precious, and about the quiet, fierce strength it takes to finally say the truth out loud. And the song that means everything to Eleri? It's Breathe Me by Sia. Due to copyright, we can't play it in this video, but it's a song about vulnerability and survival, about being broken and still finding the courage to ask for help, to keep going. I will leave a card and a link in the description for you to enjoy Eleri's song. If you have a story you'd like to share, we'd love to hear it. Until next time, this has been your story, your tune.